Good morning, people. Good morning. This is your brother Van taking a walk on the stroll. WNBA ballers, a lot about the sports. So listen, I see a lot of people talking about Caitlan Clark, and I have my things about her as a player. She's a great shooter. Definitely have to improve on her defense. And when you improve on your defense, it keep the player you guard from scoring. You score 25, and they score 25. Your job ain't done. But this is the problem here. This problem is not a Caitlan Clark problem. This is a WNBA problem. Also include the NBA. The media, white media, racist media, and her clueless fans. They are only Caitlan Clark fans. They're not basketball fans. A lot of this didn't come to attention, and Caitlan Clark didn't come relevant, really, until the year before last when they played LSU and lost to LSU in Final Four. Mind you, when Andrew Reese did that hand movement, Caitlan Clark did it a couple of games prior to that, and nobody said anything. So it now became, trust when I tell you, white against black. They found out a way because this girl scores a lot of points. She takes a lot of shots, 25, 30 shots a game. And she can shoot. I'm not going to take that away from her. But then y'all sat up here and came with a media campaign to make this girl bigger than what she is. And she ended up on the team that should have never even drafted her in the first round. They should have drafted somebody who's an all-around player who can get rebounds, at least 10, 12 a game, put up 10, 15 points, 2 or 3 steals, or maybe 2 blocks. She can't do all that. She can get some rebounds in garbage time. And she's got assists, but the whole point I'm trying to say is, I'm looking at some of you podcasters. Yeah, you white podcasters, yeah. Oh, they should find a way to let her win games. Make it easy on her. Call her, or why'd they give them a hard schedule? Now you want the coach sides fired. Did y'all want to fire it last year? I heard one of them say, well, they just need to let her take at least 25 shots a game. Really? So just what this is all about is her shooting? So what if she take 25 shots and miss 20 of them? That's not team basketball. It's a team sport. And like I said, it's not a Caitlan Clark problem. This is the racist podcasters, the racist media, or how you'll put this girl out there. Don't put her on the pedestal of Michael Jordan or LeBron. She's not that. There are a lot of talented women in the WNBA, and y'all need to recognize that. They're not going to sit up here and let her do what she did in college. This is a real women's game, and she knows that this is a real women game. And then here go the other posts. Oh, the Storm didn't shake Caitlan Clark's hand after the game. Like, they should be thankful. Listen, if Caitlan Clark want to play a game just with her and her team in the arena, so many people going to show up. Y'all need to stop with this bullshit like she's supposed to, like the team that wins supposed to go and shake her hand. If she don't walk over to them, why should they walk over to her? Like, y'all need to stop with this bullshit I call it white privilege. Yes, I'm going to call it white privilege. Janelle Hill wasn't wrong. And a lot of them really want to say it that work for these sport networks, but they're not going to say it. Okay? The Fever's 0-5. And the more games they lose, the less people are going to be interested in Caitlan Clark. Because that's what the WNBA put out there to force it on people. You forced her on us. And yes, I look up everything that she do. And to be honest with you, I have malice in my heart to hope that she don't win no game just to prove you're wrong, because there was a whole rookie class of WNBA players that came out that y'all could have also promoted. So thank you again for ruining this girl's life, because it's going to get harder and harder as the season go along, and it's going to get more depressing because they're not even going to be in the playoffs. Y'all thought she was going to come in this league and just set it up and just blow it up. No, that's not how it works. Check out some of the people and their opinion about Caitlan Clark. And this is not nothing knocking her. This is just people's opinion and what y'all did to this young girl. This is Van on Rock Bottom Sports. WNBA Ballers. I'm out.
This goes out to all you Caitlin Clark fans. And I say Caitlin Clark fans because you're not basketball fans. You could care less about the WNBA. That's why you don't respect none of the players that play now and none of the great players that played before her. You guys want to act like she's the best thing ever. And then you have the nerve to call people haters that disagree with that statement. Let's get one thing understood. Nobody is hating on Caitlin Clark. We all see how the white control media is giving her all the praise, all the credit, and then making excuses for her not winning. Y'all see it too. But see, one thing we know about y'all will never admit racism or white supremacy. And that's what this is all about. Nobody is saying, oh, we don't like her because she's white and she plays basketball. It's not even about her. It's about what we see the media is doing. When has any team that lost been invited to the White House? When has any team that lost was invited on television, Saturday Night Live? Never. So why are they doing it for her? You know why. Look at her. Now, I have some questions for you guys, and it's going to expose you for who you really are. Question number 1. Do you know who this is? I know you don't. Her name is Tamika Catchings. Take a look at this resume. Amateur. It says won 3 state championships in high school. Won All-American awards all 4 years playing at Tennessee. Won an NCAA national championship. Recorded a quintuple double as a high school senior. Now, what makes you not know who this girl is? I can tell you, look at her skin color. Because after all she's done in high school and college, you never knew who she was. Now ask yourself why. And after college, when she became a pro, she was a WNBA champion, WNBA MVP, WNBA Finals MVP, 11 times All-Star, All-Decade, top 15 players of all time, 12-time All-WNBA, 11-time All-Defensive Team, 5-time Defensive Player of the Year, 4-time Olympic gold medalist, and the Rookie of the Year. Now looking at her resume, oh, she's a Hall of Famer too. And looking at Caitlin Clark's resume, how can you put Caitlin Clark above her? Why aren't you a fan of Tamika Catchings? This girl has won on every level of the game. High school, college, professional, and Olympics, which means the world stage. And you mean to tell me Caitlin Clark is better than her? She's your GOAT? How is that possible when her resume doesn't even add up to this woman's resume? She lost back-to-back national championships. Did y'all forget? And right now, she's what, 0-4, 0-5 in the WNBA, can't win a game? Question number 2. Do you know who this is? I bet you don't. This is Maya Moore. 4-time WNBA champion, Finals MVP, WNBA MVP, All WNBA first team, 5 times, 2 times second team, Rookie of the Year, All Rookie team, 6-time All-Star, All-Star Game MVP, two-time Olympic gold medalist, two-time FIBA World Cup gold medalist. You see that? Another winner. Oh, and she won back-to-back national championships in college. She didn't lose back-to-back like your girl Caitlin Clark did. She won back-to-back in college. So why don't you know who she is? If you're such a fan of basketball and it has nothing to do with Caitlin Clark being Caucasian, why didn't you know who she is when she did all she did in college? You should have known who she was and followed her to the WNBA. But you didn't, which is proving our point. We're not hating. We just see that the only reason y'all supporting her is because she's Caucasian. So really, y'all are the haters. Y'all hating on Maya Moore. You hating on Tamika Catchings. And guess who else you hating on? Question number 3. Who is this? This is Cheryl Swoops, another Hall of Famer. By the way, Maya Moore is in the Hall of Fame too. It says, be a champion. Yes, she's won an NCAA championship. She was the first player signed to the WNBA. A 3-time WNBA MVP. 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. 6-time All-Star. 4-time WNBA champion. Olympic gold medalist 3 times. 3 Olympic gold medals. First woman to have a shoe named after her. And a Hall of Famer. So she has won and won and won as well. She won in college. She won 4 times in the pros. She won 3 times in the Olympics. So, you people might think that shooting 3-pointers is all it takes to be special. But what you fail to realize is these women did it all. They could shoot threes too, mid-range. But most of all, they played hardcore defense. Something Caitlin Clark is not known for at all. She can't stop a running nose. But you want to put her above these players who play two-way. Above these players that win, and win. Why? We know why. So no more lying, no more denial. We know exactly why you guys are promoting and sweating Caitlin Clark over these 3 women. It's her skin color. That's all it is. Because you don't care about basketball. If you really was a fan of basketball, you'd be a fan of these 3 women. But because their skin is brown, you don't know who they are. The media is not promoting them as the GOATs, even with their resumes. And Caitlin Clark's resume is 0. Ain't won nothing. Ain't got nothing but some points. And now that she's entered the pros, where the defense is a little bit better, she's not scoring 30s and 40s no more. She's barely getting 20 without any wins. So, stop calling us haters for exposing the truth, because we don't hate her because she's Caucasian. We just know she's not better than the black women that has played this game before her and the ones that are playing now. So if you have a problem, check the media and ask the media, why are y'all promoting Caitlin Clark like she's superwoman of basketball when you have black women who've done more, played better defense, and are better players all around? Have a nice day, and don't call nobody else a hater, because y'all the haters. You hate the black women of basketball. You hate the GOATs of basketball. You hate anything that doesn't look like you, that dominates the sport.
An element that y'all act like y'all want to forget during this Caitlin Clark conversation, while y'all chastising black women, is that she shot to national prominence when Angel Reese, during a win, by the way, did the Tony Yayo John Cena shit in her face on national TV during the national championship game, in which Caitlin Clark took a L and Angel Reese's team won. So when she did that shit in her face, which Caitlin Clark did that same shit to another player's face a game or two before, everybody jumped on Angel Reese for that, because you know how America is. Y'all want to protect these white women. So when y'all felt as if this black woman was being offensive to this white woman, Angel Reese was getting death threats. She was getting all kinds of hate on the internet and beyond after that action. And that helped shoot Caitlin Clark to national prominence, because y'all was protective of that white woman. So now to act like some of her prestige and notoriety is not based on her race is a little disingenuous. But it's all good. As far as black women in the WNBA, black women that get the chance to see her on that court, y'all know what it is. When y'all see her on the court, y'all let the game speak for itself. But don't be acting like Caitlin Clark is not like that, though. She does get busy. She might not get as busy as they want to act like she gets. She ain't really won shit yet, but she do hold certain records and so forth and so on. Y'all feel you're better than Caitlin Clark? Y'all feel she overhyped? Speak about that shit on the court. As far as all this yapping, I would advise most black women, all black women, black ballers, don't get involved in that, because it ain't about race, it's about hoops. You know what I mean? But to act like black women now are hating on Caitlin Clark, and to act like we're tripping because we believe Caitlin Clark is getting a lot of this notoriety because of her race. We've been gaslit before, man. We've been bamboozled before. We know how that works. Caitlin Clark ain't Larry Bird, but she does get busy. Black women, she bringing a lot of bread to the game. She bringing a nice bag to the game. I feel y'all should be appreciative, but let what's popping on the court do the speaking. Y'all know you're better than her. Y'all feel you're better than her. Prove that shit. Because she coming to get busy. She do shoot that rock. Don't act like she don't.
This is only women that get this. I'm tired of it. Like, here's my thing, you guys. What else? Who? Who are these girls? Who are these girls that are hating on Caitlin Clark? Are you just combing through Twitter? What else are these women supposed to do? Fawn over her? Fangirl over her? Bend the fucking knee? Kiss the ring? Like, what do you want from them? We cannot, every time the girl plays a game. She got 40 games, guys. She got 35 more games. We are not, every single game, gonna revisit and retread this same tired-ass rhetoric that all these girls are hating on her, and they need to be thankful. They have been. Sure. They've said it time and time and time again. You want the girl every single time she walks out onto the court? What are we supposed to do? You want them all to give Caitlin their firstborn? Like, what are you looking for? It is embarrassing, because if this was the men and you just watched a bunch of other dudes fawn over someone all the time, you'd call them weak. That would be a soft move. Where's your competition? Where's the animus that used to be in the NBA when they really hated each other? Now they're all friends. It's so boring. We hate it. With women, you want them to do what?
I'm getting sick of people saying that people need to stop hating on Caitlin Clark. Who? Who hates her? Diana Taurasi came out and said, look, it's going to be an adjustment when Caitlin gets to the WNBA. Y'all watch. And that's exactly what's happening. Angel Reese did the ring gesture to Caitlin, and y'all have villainized her ever since. And her and Caitlin literally like each other. They have both come out and said so. Her teammates are walking her through things, putting chains on her, dancing with her. They love her. At any sign of criticism, or when a WNBA player is like, hey, maybe Caitlin and the Minnesota Lynx shouldn't be the only ones with charter planes. Maybe the two-time MVP shouldn't be riding to her game on a bus. Maybe you should let our owners get us our own planes if we can't provide planes for everybody. Or when people say, hey, it doesn't make sense that Nike hasn't given Asia Wilson a shoe because she has accomplished so much. She has statues of her, like she has a huge fan base. When Caitlin has been in the WNBA for 10 minutes and she already has a multi-million-dollar contract. And now that people have complained about it, Asia's getting her shoe, Caitlin's getting her shoe, we can all eat and be happy. If you actually listen to WNBA players, they are so happy that Caitlin's in the league and that things are changing and that there are eyes on the league. But y'all think they're going to lower their level of play and not guard her as hard so they can ride on a plane or do this or that? No, they're not going to do that. These are professional basketball players that have been in the league for much longer and have been through things, playing in barns, like to play the sport that they love. I'm not a WNBA player, so I can't speak for them, but I don't think they're in it for the glitz and the glam and all that other bullshit. They want to be the best. They want to play. They want to compete. But honestly, I'm glad that this is happening. I'm glad that big outlets like TNT and people like LeBron James are speaking on the W. And I'm glad that they're spreading these drama narratives, to be honest, because it's just making more people pay attention. And the more people pay attention, the more players that they'll learn about. Caitlin Clark is not the only WNBA player. And I'm sure that her and all the other WNBA players are in the locker room literally laughing at everybody's tweets and takes and outrage and shit. Like, we like each other. What the fuck are these people talking about? There has never been more eyes on the WNBA as there are right now. I see people hating on Aaliyah Boston and stuff, but you know what? That's a price that comes with growth. That comes with fame. It happens to NBA players. It happens everywhere. And that's just, it's starting to come with the W. But at some point or another, we're going to have to make it about the basketball again and stop making it about like, oh, petty girl drama. Everybody's so jealous. The WNBA and its growth is going to have bumps in the road. Caitlin is not going to come into the league and be the best player on day one. It just was never going to happen. Why can't y'all just enjoy things? Why everything got to be a controversy or a drama? Like, damn.